Hey guys, what's up? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this Saturday we've got a massive game coming up against Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium, and I don't really know how I feel going into this game, given that in previous seasons our record has been absolutely diabolical against United. We've lost something like 10 games in the last 14, only managing to pick up one win thanks to an Aaron Ramsey goal back in 2011. So obviously our form against them is dreadful, and given how we've played as well, it really is hard to go into this game with a sense of confidence. I mean, I'm feeling optimistic given the fact that, you know, I think the international break came as a welcome relief in a sense. A lot of our players, a lot of individuals have performed well. I mean, the likes of Alexis Sanchez have scored, Chamberlain scored, Welbeck scored, Wilshire's had a couple of man of the match performances. He's looked phenomenal as well. So a lot of individuals have been playing well over the international break, and you'd hope that they'd go into this game with a bit of confidence. And I'd hope that Wenger has had a bit of time to be a bit more collective going into this game, and hopefully pick the right starting 11 for us, which potentially is where the game is won or lost in my opinion, but I'll get onto that a little bit later. Looking at Manchester United on the other hand though, I mean, the United we played last season under David Moyes I thought was a really peculiar one, but this one is incredibly weird as well under Louis van Gaal. I mean, they're an incredibly top-heavy side, and let's first look at the injuries that they've got. I mean, these are all players that are supposedly out for the game on Saturday. I mean, you've got the likes of David De Gea out, supposedly. Evans, Jones, Falcao, Carrick, Blind, Di Maria apparently isn't 100%. But then again, these are all paper rumours. A load of those players could be returning for this game. I'm not entirely sure which 11 that we're going to see starting on their behalf. And it's really hard to predict what team is going to play. I mean, Fellaini's someone that's been a kind of instrumental figure in their midfield recently. I think it's going to be hard for us to maybe maintain him at times, but he's not the most luxurious player that they've got on the pitch. And I would have thought that he wouldn't cause us too many problems. But then again, he's a physical presence, and he is a player that certainly could cause a few issues at times. But the obvious players I'm going to be looking at that could cause us problems. First of all, Robin van Persie. Yeah, I know he hasn't been performing all that well this season, but you can almost guarantee that he's going to take up that extra level in this game. The same goes for players like Wayne Rooney, Di Maria, that you would all assume they're going to take it up to that next stage. Looking at Di Maria specifically though, he's a player that you could say hasn't really turned up in the big games for United this season. Was very quiet against City, was very quiet against Chelsea. It'll be interesting to see what kind of Di Maria turns up going into this game, because I'm not doubting his quality for 1 minute. He's the most expensive British record signing, should I say, in a good long while. So it'd be interesting to see how he performs in this game, and I know I've got my words all muddled up there. But yeah, I mean, another fact I was looking at that makes this game a whole lot more interesting is that both Arsenal and United are going into this game with neither side being in the top four, and it's the first time that both of these teams have done that when they've been playing each other since 1998. So it's really weird to think that these two aren't challenging for the title at the moment. I mean, I would have expected a lot more on our behalf. I mean, I wouldn't have expected it through United, given that they're in their rejuvenation, their restructuring phase at the moment. But I would have thought that we would have at least been challenging for the title at this point. But unfortunately, we're not. Realistically, as it stands, United are a top four contender and a rival in that sense. So hopefully, this could be a turning point for us. If we were to get a win against United, a win against Dortmund, this could be a turning point for us. And I'd like to think that we're able to do that. We have to take advantage of this depleted United side and hopefully get a win. But like I was saying, that's not to say that we haven't got injury concerns of our own. First of all, looking at the positives, we've got Arteta and Giroud coming back into the side. These are two massive key figures for us. I'm glad to see them coming back. Hopefully they can be beneficial in this game. Arteta especially, I think we're going to need his leadership skills in this one. But Giroud, great to have his presence back in the team. I think we've missed his hold-up play at times as well this season. But I mean, looking at the injuries, we've got Koscielny. I was really hoping that he'd be back after the international break, because I mean, the talent that United have got going forward, it's going to be really hard to tame that with a centre-back partnership of Per Mertesacker and Nacho Monreal. And Mertesacker's not really someone that I'm going to let get off lightly going into this game, because he's someone that's been really underperforming for us in recent games. I mean, that's got to be taken note of, and I'd like to think that he would take up it to the extra level in this game. And I would like to see every single player have a good performance in this one. Monreal simply can't start at centre-back for us. I mean, if we're going to analyse the starting 11, like I said a bit earlier in the video, this is potentially where the game is won or lost for us. I mean, obviously I'd start with Szczesny in goal, but then the back four, I mean, I would start with Bellerin at right back. I know you could say that's a risk. He's 19 years old, he lacks Premier League experience, but it's going to make our defence a whole load more balanced. Chambers, you could say he's like a younger stature version of Laurent Koscielny. I mean, I don't particularly want to be comparing the two at this early stage in the season, but you would like to think that at least it would provide some cover for Per Mertesacker. Chambers has got a lot more pace. His performances this season have been a lot better when he's played in that centre-back role. So I'd have a centre-back partnership of Chambers and Mertesacker, and then at left-back, obviously, Kieran Gibbs. Like I was saying, though, there are risks playing that. I mean, you've got two 19-year-olds in that back four, but overall, we don't really have much choice. Monreal, we can't persist with it. That's where players like Falcao, Di Maria, etc. are going to exploit us. That's a key weakness. Van Gaal will have looked at that, and we simply can't do it going into this game. Looking a bit further up the pitch, though, especially in that centre midfield pivot, if we're playing a 4-2-3-1, I can't really get my head around this one, if I'm being honest with you, because I'd like to see Wilshere starting that more anchor kind of role in the middle, as he's got 4 consecutive man of the match performances for England. I mean, it's got to be taken note of that they were against poor opposition, the likes of Scotland, Slovenia, etc. But that's where he has played well. He's had some excellent performances there for England. I'd like to see him there playing in that game. And maybe we could push Aaron Ramsey a little bit further up the pitch in this game. I mean, a lot of people have been saying we could drop him, but I haven't really got a certified idea in my head. I think the more sensible option would certainly be to start someone like Jack Wilshere or Aaron Ramsey alongside Mikel Arteta, just to keep a bit of level-headedness in the game. If it was me, I'd probably go Jack Wilshere, but then again, I'm still not 100% sure on that one. On the right-hand side of the pitch, I would be really tempted to go with Theo Walcott. I'm really inclined to go with him, as he's been in and around the Arsenal as well as the England setup for a number of weeks now. This would be an excellent opportunity to grab it for him to grab a game by the scruff of the neck, and really set a marker for the rest of the season for him. So I'd love to see him start there. But I think the area of the pitch that is up for much debate in this one is certainly the centre attacking midfield position. I don't think we should persist with playing Santi Cazorla there. I would either play someone like Tomasz Rosicky, but the one I actually really would like to see is playing Oxlade-Chamberlain in that role. I don't think Chamberlain is a player that deserves to be dropped. He's been on red-hot form for both Arsenal and England. Probably been the most consistent player alongside Alexis Sanchez. And he just overall bulk our pacey attack going forward. So I'd love to see him start in the centre attacking midfield role. And hopefully that could benefit us. But realistically, I would expect Santi Cazorla to be playing that game. On the left-hand side, however, I'm assuming, obviously, it will be Alexis Sanchez. Absolutely no quibbles about that whatsoever. You'd like to think that he'd be the game changer in this one. But up top, Danny Welbeck. It is a massive, massive game for him against his former employees. He's got to go into this game proving a point. I hope he would. It'd be great for him to get a goal in the 90th minute to win the game. That's the dream scenario right there. But, I mean, we've got to take advantage of this poor United side. It would be great if we could beat them. Like I said, it could be a turning point for us. United, of course, are going to be going into this game with a point to prove as well. They're going to want to get the win. But given how they played against the likes of Chelsea and City, actually saying that, against City, United are actually pretty decent. They're probably the better side for a majority of that game. So we've got to expect a fight. But I think we're going to be the ones dominating the ball, and we've got to break them down. They've got a poor defence going into this game. I mean, I think they've got Phil Jones coming back, but Chris Smalling certainly is a player that we could expose. Luke Shaw still slightly inexperienced, but then again, he's played pretty well for them as well. Not to criticise him, but we've got to exploit their unexperienced defence at times, and hopefully we can get a win in this one. Anyway, guys, we've got to go into this game with a sense of optimism. I'm going to predict a 2-1 win. I don't know if that's false confidence or me being too optimistic. Leave your predictions in the comments box below. More importantly, though, I want to hear your team lineups in this game. I couldn't really give a certified one, so apologies about that. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, rate, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you for watching, guys.